Is Lamar finally washed?
Every time I think Lamar is like getting exposed, that he always like starts being good again afterwards. So I'm not going to make that same mistake yet, but I'm close to making that same mistake because basically ever since he came back from injury, is rough. And you can use the excuse of that he's hurt. You can say he was injured, so that's why he's not playing well. But I think one thing that is interesting is whether you want to blame it on the injury or not, he is running less now, which I think is really interesting that he's not as good anymore now that he's running less. And we have a solid like 5-game sample size now. So it's not just like a 1 game where he did bad. This is becoming a trend. And it makes me wonder, he's probably not going to lose his rushing ability like next year or anything yet, but it makes me wonder, he always was a rush first guy. And then I think the trying to shoehorn him as a good passer that everybody wants to. Everybody's like, oh, he's one of the best passers in the league. Actually, when you have to say actually, you're trying to put a shoe on and you're shoehorning it in, it just doesn't work. So I'm not going to say he's washed, but we're learning something about him that is a little disturbing, especially when you're looking for the next 3-4 years. Like once he's over 30, this kind of show him once he's over 30, is he really going to be a top 5 QB anymore? I don't think so. I think the window for the Ravens is over, and I think that's why all their fans are shouting for Harbaugh's head. In my opinion, they're kind of shouting for the wrong guy's head, though, is where I'm at. I don't think Harbaugh's a problem. Why do they have to filter through all these offensive coordinators? Eventually, you're going to have to look at the Lamar in the mirror someday.
Yeah, he's never been much of a passer, like even with the great stats last year and the year before and all that sort of stuff. Never really a threat. If you ask any DC in the game, are they scared of Lamar and the weapons and all that sort of stuff? Absolutely not. He's getting exposed. He just doesn't, you're right, he just doesn't run as much. And we all knew, he's kind of like Mike Vick, when he went to the Eagles. He started slowing down a little bit, and what do you have, 1-2 good seasons with them? It's almost time. I think it's almost time.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's going to be a Russell Wilson level fall off, but it kind of reminds me of a guy who runs a lot, but everybody wants to think is really good at throwing because they are good at throwing too. But just when you think about it, how good are they at really throwing from the pocket? And are they getting these really good open looks because teams are scared of their rushing threat? Then when their rushing threat goes away and teams play a normal defense against a pocket passer, is it going to fall apart? This year's looking a little like it might fall apart. I'm not saying he's washed yet, but I think he's close. I think you're right.